All right, welcome everyone to this month's edition of Tales from the CTO. And today we're going to talk about a question that was actually asked to me recently from a business leader that was seeing a problem in her business, which was kind of tool overload or tool redundancy, so to speak, i.e. too many applications that do similar functions and not knowing which to use when, and also how to decide what tools to buy and which are right for their business. And so to look at this, I think we'll have a quick conversation around two things. So one is, when looking at a new use case or a new tool or new application, it's kind of a best practice for us is less tools is better. I think we're all exposed to Zoom and Teams and Google Hangouts and Meet and all these types of things that actually perform the same function. And I think that's all right, obviously, as we collaborate business to business. But inside our own business, we should have a standard, we should have consistency, we should reduce confusion amongst our team members around what to use and when. And the best way to do that, we find, rather than doing, tons and tons of training, is just reduce options. And I don't necessarily mean to not listen when people speak up and say, hey, I have a need, this tool isn't doing a job, but it's just be clear, model the behavior that we're expecting. If Teams, for example, is our collaboration tool, let's use Teams. And the value that we see in that is that obviously if we're using less tools, we want a more integrated solution. So we want to use tools that work together, that operate together, where hopefully we're getting a 1 + 1 = 3 value effect by combining, let's say, Teams and Exchange or email. Those two things operate together, they integrate, and therefore we tend to get higher value than, let's say, if we're going to use Exchange and Zoom, because those two have a limited number of integrations. Not to say that Zoom isn't a great tool, or sorry, Zoom isn't a great tool, or Exchange isn't a great tool, but together they don't have the same additive effect of a well-integrated solution or platform. Now, the second consideration is, okay, I have a tool, or I have a need, and I'm not finding a tool that actually does that inside my business. How do I make a decision over what to purchase? So in this instance, what we want to make sure that we're doing is that we're investing in tools that actually integrate as much as possible with the existing tools that we have. We don't want to buy an application that's orphaned, that's a data silo, that has no ability to interact or engage with my existing applications. We want to invest in something that's helping to build an ecosystem of applications inside of our business. For example, if we're looking at purchasing a CRM and we already have investments in a marketing automation platform, for example, or vice versa, we want a tool that those two things can talk together. We want to make sure that, let's say, our website or our marketing automation tool can capture a lead, and that lead follows through all the way till we get to the CRM, and the CRM can track that journey the whole way through. Because if we don't have those systems that can talk to each other, we're creating data silos, we're creating non-technically integrated solutions, and it's just not as rich of an experience for the users, and it hinders decision making. That's similar for a different use case. For example, let's say that we're looking for an intranet, and that we find that SharePoint, for example, for a Microsoft shop, SharePoint does not solve the need for whatever reason. And we're going to go look for an external tool to satisfy our intranet use case. If we're going to go do that, but Teams, for example, as our collaboration platform, we want to make sure that we're finding an intranet solution that actually integrates into Teams, so that from Teams, we're able to either look up things that, policies that exist on our intranet, or communities or conversations that exist there, and we have some interoperability such that, again, it's easy for our users to use that and engage with the tools that we've purchased, and there's clarity. So all that to be said is, kind of in summary, less tools is better. We want as tightly integrated an application ecosystem as possible inside of our business. This will help reduce confusion from our users over what to use and when, and only deviate from that if we have a use case or a specific need that is not being addressed by a tool that we've already purchased. And this should help us hopefully reduce that application overload, that redundancy that can happen inside the application stack that we've purchased or considering purchasing, and create a better user experience for our team. Hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions, please let us know at CTO@ProServeIT.com. And until next time, have a great day.